Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Carmine teaches photography live from New York. This is episode 45. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Freezing winter day. It's January 30th, 2022, here in New York City. We got hit with 11 inches of snow yesterday. Oh boy, it's going to be around for a while because it's 11 degrees today. Oh, New York is a pip. Okay, so as you guys remember, starting in the beginning of the year, I want to give a shout out to my fellow YouTube photography channels that I have been educated by, that I've enjoyed, that these other photography YouTube channels have brought to my attention things that I didn't know in my 49 years of being a photographer with film photography and digital photography and darkroom work and professional work and shooting magazine covers. You think you know everything. Well, you don't. I have over 50 photography YouTube channels that I watch religiously. I subscribe to them, and as soon as they post a new YouTube video, I get notifications and I watch it because I don't want to miss a thing. There's so much to learn. And you think that there's nothing to learn about film photography anymore because that's passe? Wrong. The more photographers are interested in analog photography, the more that they learn. Think about the community, the worldwide photography community that we learn from each other. You're going to learn from me, and I certainly have been educated by you guys. Okay, shout out goes to Eric of the Film Photography Channel. There's a link below in the description. Eric is a wonderful spokesman for the film photography universe. He has the most interesting way of describing film cameras, and he has a few film developing YouTube videos as well. He is not locked in to one particular brand of a film camera. Leicas, Olympus cameras, Voigtlanders, Minoltas, Nikons. He loves them all. He will explain to you why he bought this particular camera, why he recommends it. He'll show you some of the pitfalls of each camera. The guy, Eric, is the most interesting fellow out in the YouTube planet of film photography channels. I beg you, please log on to his channel, Film Photography Channel. There's a link below. Subscribe to him, okay? And sit back and relax and watch all of his videos because I guarantee I will double your money back if you don't learn one thing from Eric. Eric, this shout out goes to you and the Film Photography Channel that you run. Wonderful. Good job, Eric. Okay, today we have an unsung hero. Let me explain. This camera, the Nikon N8008s, is the best $50 Nikon semi-professional camera that you will ever find. I know, listen, I know when you guys see this kind of a logo, right? N8008s AF, I know, you guys are turned off immediately, okay? Because what you guys want, hold on, what you film shooters want, right? You want to shoot with the F5, right? Right? You don't want to. You don't want to. What? You don't want to be seen with the N8008s, right? You want this. Well, guess what? The specs on this camera are very close to the specs on this camera. Very close. Okay, here's the difference. This is sold in the Nikon lineup, right, as a professional camera. Well, you know how they have pro, semi-pro, amateur, beginner? Well, guess what? This camera sits right underneath the pro camera, the F5. It's right underneath. Okay? Semi-professional camera. Oh, we're going to talk about it today, folks. Let's put this aside. Okay, so I purchased this Nikon 8008s on eBay, $50. In fact, today, because I look out for you guys, okay, today, January 30th, 2022, on eBay right now for $65, including shipping. $65, including shipping, okay? This seller is selling the camera with, he has 584 feedbacks. His credibility rating is 100%, okay? But he hits all the right buttons. This seller says the right thing. Film tested. Working, okay? So, now that we got the price out of the way, let's talk about this camera. In every place else except the United States, this camera was rebranded. Instead of the N8008s, it was rebranded the F801s. So if you see the F801s on eBay, it's the same camera, and everything I'm saying today about this camera goes the same for the F801s. Okay. So this body, even though, yeah, it's a plasticky body, let me tell you how it feels in the hand. It feels great. It doesn't feel cheap. It does not feel like a $50 camera. Okay? You see the grip? Okay? You see this grip where the battery goes? Okay? Awesome in the hand. The battery. This is another plus. Look at this, folks. 4 AA alkaline batteries. You know, the battery you can find at any drugstore, any supermarket around the world. This is a world traveler because of this. The camera runs on 4 AA alkaline batteries that you can find anywhere. So if you go on a photo shoot / vacation anywhere in North America, South America, Europe, anywhere, you will be able to find batteries for your camera. Okay? They just slip in to the hand grip / battery grip. Okay? It slips in. Okay? Here's where I have a problem with Nikon on this. You see the screw? Okay? You have to screw it in. They think you can screw it in with your thumb, which you can, right? Most of the way, right? But when you have gigantic hands, it's not that easy. So you do need some kind of coin, right, to tighten it up. That's the only. And then it drops to the floor. It's the only issue I have with the guys that engineered this. Okay? Anyway, it works fine. So, it turns on. It has a beautiful screen on the top. Okay? So, let's go over the specs real quick. It was manufactured not that long ago. If you're my age, and I know a lot of you out there are even older, this was manufactured from 1991 to 1995. I just stopped writing 1995 on my checks. Okay, so we talked about that it's right underneath the professional line of cameras that Nikon sells. Okay, in 1991, this was put out as a high-end, not amateur, not beginner, not Sunday shooter. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we talked about, I showed you the batteries, right? 4 AA batteries that loads in the bottom and also doubles as a great grip. Okay, how many rolls of film do you think you can get out of just 4 AA alkaline batteries? Not lithium, alkaline. Oh, 105. 105 rolls of 36 exposure film with this camera. Okay? Now, of course, that's not in sub-freezing temperatures like today. It'll be greatly reduced. But in regular ambient room temperature, you'll get 105 rolls of film out of this. Okay? 4 out of 4 AA batteries. Okay, now, let's talk about why this is a high-end / to me, professional camera. All right? You can adjust your ISO settings. You can pull it to 6. 6. I didn't say 60. I didn't say 600. You can set the ISO to your film to 6. Push the film. How about you can push it to 6,400 on this $50 camera from Nikon. Okay? It has DX chips in it. Okay? You open it back by squeezing these 2 finger tabs. Okay? Look at this beautiful back. Okay? DX coating film, red, no problem. Okay? Metal, shut-up leaves. Okay? Automatic take-up film. You just bring the film leader over to this red square. Close the back. Automatic film loading and film rewind as well. So no more opening the back and all your film is exposed. Okay? Because you forgot to rewind it. And you'll notice there is no film rewind lever here either. Okay? Because it's all done for you. Okay? It's got a rear command dial here. Okay? Let's keep going. How about if you put it in continuous high, all right, 3.3 frames per second. This is a $50 camera. Okay? 3.3, excuse me, frames per second. Okay. Of course, autofocus, auto exposure. It'll work with any AF Nikor lens. F mount, okay? Metal lens mount for any Nikon or other brand F mount lens. How about this? It has focus tracking. It has matrix metering, spot metering, and center weight. It gives you full range of all the high-end professional settings. Program, shutter priority, aperture priority, and full manual. Okay? Let's keep going. A lot of my subscribers are art photographers. They are interested in shooting artistic photographs. Okay? Not your run-of-the-mill, a picture of, a dog chasing a ball. No. A lot of my subscribers love art photography. How about this? 9, this camera allows you up to 9 multiple exposures on the same frame. Come on. Now, this is a good time for me to pause and say, once again, the manual, the owner's manual for this is available for free on butkus.org. The gentleman, his name is Mike Butkus. He's a great fellow. I've communicated with him. I've downloaded hundreds of his free online owner's manuals. These are the authentic, original owner's manuals that he's made a PDF file, and you can read them, you can print them. Here's what he asked, and I ask of you too. Just send him a donation. Anything, any amount you want. Okay? His PayPal information is on there. Just send the guy whatever you can. Okay? Mike Butkus is not my relative, but he's a great guy. He spends all his time uploading. He's got to buy all these manuals. He uploads them, makes a PDF file, makes them crystal clear. It's just wonderful. Wonderful guy. Any owner's manual. Basically, I've never run into a problem where he didn't have an owner's manual. And we're talking about owner's manuals for Russian 1960 cameras. Okay, he has the full gamut of manuals. Okay, let's keep going. So, back in November, that's only like 9 weeks ago, I got this camera and I immediately fell in love with it. All right? Immediately. Because you just know when you've got a camera in your hand, all right? This big, gigantic right hand, okay? When you feel it, and all of the controls are right at your fingertip with a huge screen, okay? On this side, okay? On this side, it has what mode, meaning program, shutter priority, aperture priority, manual, right? Here's where you set your ISO, right here. Here's where you set your drive, right? Do you want to go single frame, continuous low, continuous high, okay? Your rewind, film rewind button goes there. Big, beautiful viewfinder. I should put a lens on before I put it up to the camera. Full controls here for manual focus, right? Single focus or continuous focus. Now, let me continue about what I was saying. In November of 2021, I purchased this camera, $50. They're slowly going up, right? I told you. It's $65 now, including shipping. Today, January 30th, 2022. $65. $65. We're going to look at an example of this camera. Now, so I go out shooting with this. The day I get it, I load it with batteries, load it with film. On this day, what film did I put in here? T-Max 100. Okay. So I have an array of vintage Nikor lenses. So I choose this day to use this gorgeous Nikor lens. This is a classic. Look at this. I even have to use gaffer's tape to keep the lens hood up. Otherwise, it just keeps dropping down. It's okay. It's earned its stripes. Look at the brassing. Look at the brassing on the tripod collar here and on the brass knob for the built-in lens filters. Look at this. Okay. Look at this. Just gorgeous. All metal. Extremely heavy construction. Okay. All right. So this is the Nikon ED Autofocus Nikor 300mm f4. This is probably one of the top 15 Nikor lenses that you can buy today. The results will just knock you over. Remember, since my first episode, that I prefer primes over zoom lenses. This is a prime example of why a prime lens, and this is a 300 prime, it's not a zoom. The image I'm about to show you that I took with this, okay, will just knock you over. So, even the lens mount on the camera itself, right, it has seen some better days. Meaning, I mean, it's intact and all. However, it's wearing. It's wearing. At some point, I may have to send it out and get a new lens mount put on. Okay? Simple mounting, right, on your N8008s, right? Simple. You line it up, white dot to white dot. Okay? Now remember, when you're dealing with a lens this big, this heavy, all metal construction, you have to think backwards. You're mounting the camera onto the lens, okay? That's why I'm holding it like this. With a lens like this, you never want to support it by the camera, okay? You're adding the camera to the lens. Like you see these hand straps, this neck straps, right? I showed you this 2 episodes ago, right? When I walk with this, yep, camera's around my neck, but I hold the camera as well, like by the lens, okay? If You think you can walk around just holding this camera by holding this lens camera combination, holding just the camera, you will be crying shortly because this lens will snap this camera lens mount right off. Your lens will be smashed on the ground. The camera will be broken. Okay? So always, when you have a lens that's heavier than the camera, always hold the setup by the lens. Okay? That's why you'll notice the tripod mount is on the lens, not, you would never use the one on the camera for a setup like this. Okay? So, this is the setup I used, okay, for the photograph I'm about to show you. Okay? It was a pretty cold day in November, just, what, 2-3 months ago. Okay? Let me shut this off. Okay? So I go here out shooting here in New York, okay, and I have a spot that I know that I can take some nature pictures, some wildlife pictures of. All right, it's never failed me. Okay, here we go. This photograph, now, as I always tell you guys, go to my online gallery. You can see these photographs in high resolution, high definition, CarmineTaverna.com. There's a search bar in the website, right, in my gallery. And all you have to do is just type in the camera that I used, N8008s, and all the photographs from this day with this camera will show up. Okay? So, this was to show you the capability of this camera, okay? To show you how capable this camera is. I'm going to lay it down. I don't trust anything, okay? The metering. The metering, I had it on probably spot metering. I'm not too sure. It was in November. Okay. It was a very difficult lighting situation. For example, look at the shadow, where the shadows are coming from. They're coming from behind, all right, and to the side of the deer. Okay. So it's backlit and side lit at the same time. So I most likely spot metered on the face as well as autofocused on the face, and then recentered and captured this. Okay. Also, we might as well do a review on the lens. Look at the blurred background, the bokeh on this lens. This was shot wide open. Now this is only an f4 300 millimeter lens, right? This is an f4 300 millimeter lens. Okay, so even at f4, right? A lot of you guys are like, oh, f4, that's not going to give you a blurred background. A 300 millimeter prime will. Look for yourself, and it's not even that far back. Okay, you have front foreground out of focus, right? You have background out of focus. Look at these trees. Look at these bushes, how beautiful and creamy they are. But what's the subject of the photograph? Look at this deer. This deer, one of a herd, if that's the right word for a bunch of deer, living here in this area, my secret spot, okay? They've been here for years. There's multiple generations of deer. Yeah, in New York City, we have thousands and thousands of deer. Why? Because they swim from New Jersey across this, well, it's a river, I don't know. It's called the Autofocus. They swim over the Autofocus onto the land here in New York. Also from Jersey, from other parts of Jersey, they swim up very, very far, New York Harbor, If you just YouTube search deer New York City waters, you'll see them swimming. They're great swimmers. All you see is their head sticking out of the water, the whole body submerged. And even though they have just hooves, very hard hooves, they are very good swimmers. I guess they're buoyant depending on how big they are. I don't know. So, anyway, this is a review on this unsung hero. This unsung, well, now $65 Nikon semi-pro camera. If you guys have any questions at all, please email me. blackandwhitephoto@aol.com. Comment below. Always welcome. Give me a thumbs up. Everybody likes a thumbs up. And subscribe. Go right over here to the little red square. It couldn't be easier. Look how easy. Boop, boop, boop. Subscribe. And I think we covered everything. We went 25 minutes. So, folks, once again, shout out to Eric of the Film Photography channel. Great channel, Eric. I've learned so much from you. And you describe and premiere cameras that are 10 years old and 70 years old. Wonderful, Eric. I'm so glad you're part of the film photography universe. Thank you so much, Eric. All right, guys. We went 26 minutes now. Okay? Go to my gallery, CarmineTaverna.com, put in N8008s, the camera. You'll see there's a couple more photographs that I took. This was like the day I got this camera, about 8 weeks ago. Okay? And these are the photographs proving that this Nikon $50, $60 semi-pro high-end camera is well worth it. All right, guys? Have a great day. Keep warm. It's January 30th here in New York City. The snow is starting to get plowed, and the good old sanitation department's out there salting. They're doing a great job. All right, fellas and ladies, have a great day. See you on the next episode.